Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. So David,
how's it going?
Yeah, really good. It's been a busy one with the sale, so thank you to everyone that took part in our bank holiday sale. All the sale items have now been shipped.
They have, loads of them.
Yeah.
It was manic busy, so thanks for bearing with us, but we got through it in record time, didn't we?
We did, yeah, it was really good. And then not that they're interested, but we went to the pictures last night.
Yeah, it's how we celebrated.
Yeah, after a hard day in the office, we went out for a meal and then went to the pictures.
Yeah,
and it was
really
a very funny film.
It was.
So if you get a chance to see National Lampoon's Vacation, I'm a big fan of the originals, and I weren't really holding up much hope for this after watching the trailer, but
no, it was awesome. And the reason we mention films is because one of our effects we're going to be talking about today is Director's Cut. It is back.
It is back. Director's Cut is awesome, and we will get on to talking about that, and I'll perform it on you in a bit.
Fantastic. Also, Impale. I know there's been a lot of speculation about this effect, so it's great to get them in and have a look at it. It's called Impale, and it's Sans Minds presents.
Yep.
And another Nicholas Lawrence effect. So
yes,
we've been. I've been quite. I'd say excited, and I question it sometimes. We look at trailers and we hope that they look as good as a trailer. I'm gonna show you that. So shall we start with this?
Yeah, let's start with Impaled. Are we going to go to a little performance of you doing it?
Yeah, I want to just say before we go to the performance.
Yes.
I've put a routine together, which was there's 3 effects in it. The 2 effects I do together anyway. But this is really nice way to open those effects. So let's go to a performance of all 3 of them, sort of routine together to give you one performance.
I'd like to show you a puzzle with a card box. A card box and a pen. If I take the pen, I can melt it through the card box. Now, you might not think that's that puzzling, you might think it's just a hole in a box, but the puzzling bit comes when you can actually take all 52 cards out of the box. Yeah, I know. All 52 cards can now be examined. Now that was really quick and you didn't know what to expect, so let me give you one more chance, okay? In this case we'll use the 10 of spades. Now you know exactly what's going to happen. I've got the pen, I've got the 10, and it melts right the way through. Any card and all the way out. It is any card, in this case it was the 10 of spades. Now this is mine, this is my pack of cards, this is my card box, so I'm sure you want to check them out. So let me try this something with an item of yours. I asked to borrow a banknote, and in this case it's the 5, okay? So I borrow a banknote, this is yours. Probably about here in the center, I can take it and it melts through. It sounds like it rips through and tears through, but it melts right the way through. Yeah? Okay, look, if I pull this out, now it is completely examined. You can examine, no, I tell you what, let me remorph it. All I have to do is rub just about here, and that should morph the banknote right the way back. And that can be examined, or it can be kept as a tip. It's completely up to you, but the best thing about this is the pen, the banknote, the cards and the box can all now be completely examined and is ready for your next card trick.
Right, so that was the performance. Obviously you're doing it to camera, so there's really no misdirection for any other bits, but you know.
The thing is, there's no point in me trying to cut it down so to lose moments of moves and stuff, because they are there.
Yeah.
When you're performing, you know that they're not seen, and you can do certain things and they're not seen. You know, it's all about your body language and how you perform. And those 3 as a routine, I've been doing it for the people that come in the shop. I've done it last night on my friends, and it gets great reactions.
Yeah, well you got really visual magic there. We know the type of reaction pen through anything gets. You know the sort of reaction Sharpie through card gets.
Yeah.
And this is a nice way to start it. I would say about the trailer.
Yeah, I think you were going to say what I was going to say. Go on, crack on. Yeah.
Which is when you watch the trailer, as with a lot of Sans Minds products, the trailers are very creative, I would say.
Yeah, I think maybe, what's the best way of saying this? So, you can do what you see on the trailer,
but not all together.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like, you can do it exactly like the trailer, but it's not. It's like they've taken like two routines. One of them you can shuffle the deck, the other one you can't, but then editors them together, so you see someone shuffling and then you go into the routine where it can't be shuffled.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's this really nice shot on there where you're holding the cards like this, and it literally gives you the feeling that you've got a 360 surround, no angle situation. But it's not the case in this. And the performance that I did and the version that I would use, it does come with angle considerations, so bear that in mind. However, saying that, it's like anything, really. When you know the angles are there, you know you can pull the deck in tighter to you. It's not
that bad, really.
I don't think it's a bad effect. It's important to say this. I really like it, and I think it gives a really nice, way into STC. I really do. In the performance you saw me do, you are left with everything completely clean. So it's only that moment at the beginning, and even then, they don't really know what they're looking at. I actually really highly rate this. I wouldn't use. There's something in here that you get with it which allows you to do this whole 360 apparently view. I'm not a fan of that, but the way you saw me do it and the way I performed it, I definitely would use and have done. So I really do think they're great. The other two effects that you saw me do there are these ones. So it is STC obviously, and the Sharpie through anything.
Yeah.
The great thing about these three, they all flow really nicely together. There's no real difficult moves. I've routined all three so that it is a working routine, and we have a bundle on the site.
Yes, we've got a special bundle. It's called the Sharpie Bundle. And if you purchase the Sharpie bundle, you'll receive an STC, you'll receive an impound, and you'll receive a Sharpie for anything. And it's there as a special price because you're buying all three together.
Also, if you purchase from us, I'm going to film this routine just so you know the handlings, where you need to put what, and how you start, and so on and so forth. So with that, you get that as a streaming video when you purchase the Sharpie bundle. But yeah, I really like Impale.
Yeah.
I like most, if not all, of Nicholas Lawrence's products. He's a very creative thinker.
Yeah.
And this really is good. I really like it. STC we already know, and Sharpie for anything, great working products. But altogether, that's the Sharpie bundle, and it's available on our website now.
Right, so that was the Sharpie bundle and Impaled. The next thing we're going to talk about is a trick called Phone Freak by Jeff Price.
It looks awesome.
It does look
really
awesome. I will tell you, we haven't seen it in the flesh yet because it is on pre-order. But basically, I came across it a few days ago. Someone had put up a video. I think our suppliers had put up a video. I watched it, and to me, and from the description and everything else, it seems like a really neat idea.
Yeah.
And really practical.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a double bill switch. We're going to cut to the trailer. We can't demonstrate it for you here because we haven't got one.
But as soon as they're in, we will.
We'll do it. I think from what I've worked out, your first two changes are always going to be the same. From what I've worked out from just reading it and watching the trailer.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a $1 to a $5, but your final note can be any currency.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So over here we could say, I was on holiday in America and I got myself a lucky dollar, but you can't buy much with a lucky dollar. So if you shake it, it turns to a 5.
Yeah. But
that's no good over here. So we need to turn it to a 20. Or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
nice.
And then you finish off clean with a real note. So let's cut to the trailer now, and then we'll have a little talk about it.
This is where I keep my emergency money, but if it's not enough, I can do this. See the dollar bill, even though it's behind the walls of the clear case, if I just cover it for 1 second, you'll see that $1 bill change to a $5 bill. Squeeze that $5 bill. Even more money if I wanted. Snap my fingers, open your hands, I won't touch. And wait, crack open the phone case, open it up. And make sure there's nothing else in there that's a real 20, but you can unfold to do anything you want. All I have to do is snap over the 5, open your hand.
It went from a 1 to a 5 to a 20. That's awesome. That's awesome.
The instant the change happens, you're done. You can hand out the phone, the case, they can look at everything. Your hands are completely empty.
Right, so that was a trailer of Phone Freak.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's going on there. It's fooled me. So I am actually really looking forward to getting my hands on one of these and having a play with it. But I'm aware it comes in different phone cases.
Yeah,
is that right?
It will only work with an iPhone, and it will only work with a 4, 4S, 5, 5S, and 6, not a 6 Plus.
Right.
As far as I'm aware.
They haven't made one big enough for a plasma screen.
No.
Right, okay, fair enough.
So if you're Russ Stevens, you can't do it. Oh. He's the only one I know with this big old tablet of a phone. But anyway, so make sure there's a drop-down menu when you order. So make sure you choose what phone you have. And remember, this is to fit your phone. So this is not something you're doing on a borrowed phone.
Right.
This is something you're doing on your phone.
Yours, yeah.
And it's really nice because from what I can work out, it's something you can just always have set up and you're ready to go. The other little pre-order bonus we've got running at the moment is anyone that pre-orders, and this is while stocks last, because I don't know how many we've got, but anyone that pre-orders is also going to receive a iLogo gimmick.
Nice.
And not the original, the new one, the printed one. Okay.
Awesome, yeah.
Now, the iLogo gimmick, if you haven't seen iLogo before, check it out on our site. But it was a way that you can borrow a spectator's iPhone 4.
Yeah.
And you slide the logo from one end of the phone to the other, and then you slide it back up and give them their phone back.
And with the printed version, it's really nice because once you've done that, once you've slid it down, you've got that moment where they can kind of rub it. And
it's all in there. And it's such a great effect. I mean, people still use iPhone 4s. And I know I still carry an iLogo with me in my bag. And the fact is, it's one of those things, if you don't see someone with an iPhone 4, you don't do it. But if you do see them, you've now got a bit of a miracle. And it's such a nice, quirky, offbeat thing. And that was invented by our very good friend, Craig Squires. So anyone that purchases or pre-orders Phone Freak, as long as we've got stocks of them, they will also receive an iLogo.
I would tell you something that I've done with iLogo as well, because obviously when it came out, it was all hot for iPhone 4. And as sort of iPhone 5 and 6 has come out, still want to do it. I always do this gag where I carry around the fake iPhone 4s. You know, the ones you can just pick up, which are like they have in the shops as dummy phones.
Yeah,
so you can see them.
You can get them on eBay and stuff, can't you?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I borrow a phone and it hasn't got to be an iPhone 4. And as I turn, I kind of do a put and drop. And the phone hits the floor and bounces off.
Yeah, you done it to me in a restaurant in Blackpool.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter, even if it's not the same phone, they hear it drop and they see something go and their heart goes, and you go, I'm only joking, I'm just using this, right? Which brings that now into play.
Yeah.
Right? So leave it there for a bit. And you go, do you know about these logos on the back? And they can fully check it. It's like an actual phone. It just hasn't got a screen. And then you do the move on it and the move back, and you leave it. And in that instance, that's a gang followed by a really strong piece of magic that they're now holding and trying to. So if you don't have an iPhone 4, it doesn't matter. You can pick these up.
They were cheap, and there'll be a nice little tagline there as well, because the new iPhones, the logo on the back isn't silver,
right?
So you can always turn the phone over, have a look at theirs, and say, I always prefer the silver ones, but you know what? I had to change them.
Yeah.
And then go into because they used to slide off.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just a little gag I do, but at the same time, it creates that nice moment of magic. And there's something that you get free with a pre-order. It's worth having a go with, because you can pick the sort of dummy phones up really cheap on eBay. So just a thought on that. But it looks great. New chip looks great, and when we get them in, I will make it my.
Your task.
There we go. I've got it. I'm a bit tongue-tied.
It will be your task to learn it and perform it.
There we go. So, and it's called
Phone Freak.
There we go. That's Phone Freak.
Okay, so we've just been off air for 20 minutes while we were trying to decide what word it was David was looking for. And after Googling and doing various bits of research, we found the word was priority.
There we go.
David will make it his priority.
I would. I literally went blank.
And I did as well. So it will be David's priority to learn it as quickly as he can to show you guys. The other thing I want to add as well, last week's bestseller, and most probably this week's bestseller, has been the Cube 3.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, over the weekend, the Cube 3 comes with a USB stick, and basically all the information is on the stick. Now, I haven't had a problem with all the ones that I've tried, but we had a couple of emails from people saying that when they were plugging it in, they weren't getting anything, it weren't coming up. So that might be to do with, I know, the operating system they're running, if it doesn't automatically identify the drive. Now, there are ways around it. If you just search on your computer for a file called DVD, it should pop up. But alternatively, what we've done is we have actually put the video onto our streaming system. Now, that doesn't mean everyone can access it, but it does mean anyone that's purchased it can access it. So if you've purchased Cube 3 from Alakazam Magic, just log into your account, log into your streaming videos, and it should be waiting there in there for you. You know, obviously if you're getting the information off the drive, you don't need it anyway, because you can drag them straight off onto your computer. But if you were having any sort of trouble, they are up there. I presume not many people are now, because we haven't heard anything the last couple of days.
Which is great. Yeah. It's there if you need it.
Yeah, it's there if you need it, and it will always be there. So yeah, if it isn't in there and you want it, just give us a call, and as long as you purchase from us, we can put it in there for you.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So let's take a look at this last. I love this trick.
This director's cut is something I should have found out when we released it, actually, because this was a long time ago.
It's got to be. I mean, when did I put Scotch in? It was 2005. This was way before that. Yeah. I would say this must be about 8 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer. And it's director's cut is great. I mean, if you go on our website, you'll see a little performance of me doing it, and this is way back in Vegas. This has got to be 5-6 years ago at least, when I'm in Vegas. You can tell because I've got more hair and it's black. So it was quite a while ago. But director's cut has always been not only one of my favourites, but it's been a firm favourite amongst mentalists everywhere. Because if you go on any of the forums, there's always people saying, I'm trying to get hold of it, I'm trying to get hold of it. Now, it has been out of production with us at Alakazam for 2 or 3 years. You haven't been able to get hold of it. So I'm pleased to say it's now back. We've got both versions available. We've got the original and we've got the horror version. It now comes with streaming videos rather than a DVD. Yeah.
But if you purchase the director's cut original, you get the video to both, and if you purchase the horror, you get the video to both
Right,
as well. So, you know the method, but you might be able to grab some of the routines from here and use them here. Or you might find, because what I've done with my personal director's cut was I created my own custom set. So I obviously have a horror set and I have a normal set, but I took more out of the horror because I love my horror films, as you know. So I took my favourite horror films and then swapped them out with some that I didn't suit my style in here, in the original. So I've actually got a custom set that I use. The set you'll see, shall we drop in? Oh no, they can go to the website and watch the performance because it's up there. Yeah, I'll perform it on you.
Cool.
But you'll see in that performance I'm using the original set, and that was as it sort of stood. But my personal set, I've got one of each, and I've just combined it to make the ultimate set for me. Really. But basically, what they are these weird little mini movie sort of postcards. Now, I always say that in Starbucks, and this is actually true in Starbucks, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have like iTunes of the week, and the card was almost identical to that.
Right.
You know, not with the picture, but the same sort of format. You used to pick it up and you used to get a free record.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I said, our local coffee shop or whatever was doing the same sort of thing on iTunes, but you could get a movie, so you would pick up one of these cards. But I love them because I love my movies. But we're going to try something out with these. I want you to imagine that, David, that this is your DVD collection at home.
Right.
Okay. So it's you basically come home, you're all alone, you want to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can have a look through them, just make sure they are all different, and you've got a really good collection of different genres of movie there as well. Yeah. So you've got quite a diverse DVD collection to choose from. Okay, so I want you to have a look through, and I want you to choose a movie, and when you've got it, just cut the stack at that point. Okay, you can show the camera. Okay, so this is the movie that you've chosen to watch, So I want you to take it and I want you to slip it somewhere in the middle, as if it's like a DVD going into the DVD player.
Okay.
So this way, if I was to turn around, there's no way I could know what movie you chose to watch.
Correct.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll take those back. Perfectamo. And we'll pop those right there.
Right.
So, David, when I choose to watch movies, I do... not that I'm sad or anything, but on a Friday night, I will not watch a comedy. I won't watch a romance. I won't watch an adventure. For me, a Friday night is a thriller or a horror. Okay. Saturdays, I won't watch something that puts me into that slow, sleepy mood. Saturdays, for me, Saturday afternoons are more sort of adventure, saying it's going to get the heart pounding and put me in the mood for a Saturday. Whereas Sunday, the day to relax, that's when I'd watch sort of more of the romantic comedies, or maybe some of the kids' films. I know Monsters Inc.'s in there. So in your mind, I want you to imagine that I'm going to watch this movie. So think about the type of day I'd watch it, okay? Whether it's going to be the Saturday night, the horror thriller, whether it's going to be the Saturday afternoon, more the adventure thing. Okay, straight away I can see this is going to be a Friday night. I'm picking up, this is quite dark, whatever you're thinking about. Now there's two sort of genres that I'd watch on a Saturday night. There's a horror and there's a thriller. If it's a horror you're thinking of, I want you to imagine just a lot of blood, just a lot of red. Okay, if it's a thriller, I just want you to imagine silver, like a knife shining. Okay, so just in your mind, just think of the colour, either silver or red. Okay, this is bright, so this is the silver. You're thinking of a thriller? Okay, just pick up on maybe some of the scenes and a general idea of what this is about. Okay, I'm getting something to do with eating in this. Yeah. And I am Italian and I'm fond of a nice Chianti.
Right.
Is this Silence of the Lambs you're thinking of?
Yes, it is, yeah.
And
that's wicked, isn't it?
That, my friends, is director's cut. The thing I love about it is that's just one thing you can do with them. At the end of the day, it's a utility. That's why mentalists went crazy over this is because it is a utility. You can do a straightforward mind reading effect like that. You can do a drawing duplication, you know, sort of duplicating the poster and so forth. It comes with a massive PDF that you get a link to download with tons and tons of routines in it. And when you combine that with the PDF of the horror version as well, you know, this little thing here could be a show in your pocket.
No, it's brilliant. And the size of it's great as well.
Yeah.
The cards are great quality.
Yeah, the cards are, you know, they're plastic. They're going to last a lifetime. Full colour printing on them. They look great. They're small enough to fit in your back pocket.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a powerhouse effect. It really is one of those pack small, play big type
absolutely.
things. You can see if you go onto the site, watch the performance of me, and that was just a live performance, and I was actually just using this as a warm-up effect to go into another effect that we were actually filming. It's just the camera was running. Do you know what I mean? I just gave this a standard performance, but you can see the reactions.
Are fantastic.
It really freaks people out. To me, I still believe there's nothing more powerful to get that connection with a spectator than reading their mind.
Yeah.
You know, a magic trick is a magic trick. Mind reading, I think there's always that question.
Yeah, I've never performed this, but I want to learn it now. Obviously, after doing a screen test as well and seeing that connection you get with movies, people with movies.
Yeah.
They love it, don't they?
Yeah. Well, imagine for anyone that's got screen test, imagine combining this with screen test.
Yeah.
So you've now got an extra phase as well.
Yeah.
You know, so you're doing one here and one there. And with this, you know, they don't have to read anything off the back. They just need to concentrate on it. But it's it's absolutely superb. I can't say enough good things about Director's Cut. And we've got them in stock now. We've got both versions. There's the original and there's the horror version. They're listed under separate products.
Right.
So, you know, go to each one to choose it. Now, like I said, me personally, I purchased both and I created my own perfect set because I wanted more horror films in mine. You know, if you want to buy both and put your own set together, you can certainly do that because you've got a really good array of cards, you know. The horror set actually comes with a few more cards than this because you get some extra gaps for some of the routines that are in there. Whereas this one comes with, I believe it's 26 cards, and it's just such a great trick. But that's on our site now. So that's Director's Cut. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this week.
It does, it does.
And the tricks we spoke about was obviously Director's Cut by my very, very good friend Simon Shaw. STC by some genius.
Peter Nardi.
I was thinking more of Rob Bromley, but I'll take the credit. My STC, empowered by Nicholas Lawrence. Yep.
And Jason Yu and Sharpie pen for anything.
Yes.
So remember that, guys. You've got the Sharpie combo deal and Director's Cut. Anything you'd like to add?
Not really, apart from the fact, remember, you get the free eye logo gimmick.
With not that.
No. With Phone Freak.
There we go.
With Phone Freak, you get the free eye logo gimmick.
Just for pre-orders, yeah.
Just for pre-orders and while stock lasts, but you'll see, because as soon as we run out of stock of the eye logo, if we do run out of stock of them, we will take the little bonus thing down, because I think it actually says it at the moment. And that's really about it, I think. I don't know if there's anything. We've got one of my packet tricks we're going to talk about next week, so that's coming out in a few weeks' time. And that's about it. Just thank everyone thank you to everyone out there actually for taking part in our sale and for your continued support.
Absolutely. Brings me to this time of the week where I point here and the subscribe button pops up and you guys ignore on clicking it. So make sure you click it this week, subscribe and be the first people to see these videos and trailers before anyone else. So thank you so much for your...
I will say one thing. If you haven't joined our email list yet, go onto our website and sign up for our email list, because if you're not on the email list, you're missing out on some great special offers and other bits and bobs that happen there that only go out to email list members.
There we go.
Carry on.
No, just finishing off, and we will see you next week on the Alakazam Video Blog.